Her style belies her age, and her following is substantial. Sadie Fine has all the chutzpah of a lady of 40 while she has yet to walk for graduation. And she's here today on the Indie Wave Podcast. The Indie Wave Podcast with That Sailing Guy. That Sailing Guy, also known as Christopher German. In partnership with Glacier FM and broadcasting from the birthplace of grunge, Aberdeen, Washington. Welcome to the Indie Wave Podcast. Welcome to the Indie Wave Podcast. I'm your host, That Sailing Guy. Well, if I said it once, I've said it 100 times. Everyone is welcome at this party. And this week, that even includes a lady who is too young to fight in a war, but has all the battle scars of a jilted love gone wrong. I have to tell you, when I heard her songs for the first time, I expected a 20-something with a chip on her shoulder. But when I spoke with this young lady, I was thoroughly disarmed by her charm, her style, and her beyond her years perspective in her songs, like her song Detox and Use Me and Friends with Benefits. The lady's name is Sadie Fine, and she tells me her parents are fully supportive of her work, and I can't agree more because this young lady has all the trappings of being huge. This self-taught musician had plied her trade despite growing up in a military home and moving from town to town. She's an absolute inspiration to all the young indie wavers out there, and I am absolutely thrilled to present to you her latest single, Detox, that was featured prominently on the Indie Wave Top 50 and has gotten loads of airplay from her Spotify followers, which she counts in the hundreds of thousands. So, without further ado, here is Detox by Sadie Fine, followed by an exclusive interview I shot with Miss Fine, which I am absolutely sure you will love as much as I loved filming it. So now let's hear it, shall we? This is Detox by Sadie Fine.
I've heard love is a drug and baby if it is yours, it's unbelievable, it ought to be illegal, could be lethal. Soon as people take a hit they want a sequel for a high, there is no equal. Like me, they wanna alter their reality. All I need, a little fix of the kiss of your lips, and I'm tripping, technicolor vision. You get my heart racing, breathtaking, I'm shaking just to taste, and I'm yours. You get my heart racing, breathtaking, fixating just to taste. I want more. Why would I ever want to detox? You get me higher than the treetops. I'm so fucked up over what we got. Why would I ever want to detox? I'm stressed, when we're together it's for less, I guess. You take the pressure off better than a pack, so can relax. So my head's spinning on its axle. If you were a capsule or a pill, pop non-stop and want to cop a refill. Rehab ain't an option when I'm lost in your toxin. No matter what the cost of the caution, get my heart racing, breathtaking, I'm shaking just to taste, and I'm yours. You get my heart racing, breathtaking, fixating just to taste. I want more. Why would I ever want to detox? You get me higher than the treetops. I'm so fucked up over what we've got. Why would I ever want to?
Hey folks, we have a very, very dynamic individual person here today. And quite frankly, she's dynamic because she has over 15,000 Spotify listeners on a daily basis. She's had over 100,000 downloads of her top song, Detox. She is absolutely burning up the charts. And quite frankly, if we're going to at least, compare her to some of the people we might have had on this podcast before, she is by far and away one of the most successful indie artists we have ever had on this channel, just by virtue of the fact that she's got so much love out there. And quite frankly, I think since you just heard what she has, I think you're going to want to download all her stuff. She's got a ton of videos out there. She's got a ton of music out there, and she's releasing a brand new track coming out very soon, and we're going to hear all about it. But without talking about her anymore, without having her on the film, Sadie, put your face on this film. Let's talk to you about this thing, because you are doing some amazing things.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm very, very glad to have you here today. Quite frankly, not least of which because you come up in a bunch of different categories for why it's very amazing that you're here today. One, you're one of the youngest people we've ever had on this show. But secondarily, you're also one of the most successful people we've had on this show in terms of people downloading your music and getting all kinds of things. So you're the grand poobah of indie artists right now. So we have to bow in praise to you because you're doing it while we all want to be doing it.
Thank you.
What is the secret to your success, madam? Please tell me.
I pretty much make music my life outside of school. It's not only is it like my biggest passion, and I just have the pleasure of doing it as my job and my career, as well as just loving it. And I think that makes me really want to work for it.
Well, there's a couple of things that I have to talk to you about. First of all, I think you've been jilted as a girlfriend by a bunch of people because you have some very, very, very misanthropic ideas behind your music there. I've been listening to your songs all day, and quite frankly, the Detox is the one we just played. But you've got Friends with Benefits, you've got Grow Up, you've got a whole bunch of different tracks out there, and none of them seem like you're terribly happy. But by talking to you, you seem like a very happy, wonderful person. So what's up with this dual personalities?
There's only 5 songs out. I have a few happy ones, but a lot of them actually tend to be about my personal experiences, and I feel like it's just so much easier to write about negative personal experiences. I'm very passionate about things that make me angry, and it's really easy to just flow some bad juju into a song.
Well, you know what? And sometimes I think that's one of the things that people are looking for with music is they're looking to have a method to expel the bad feelings from their personality or their ideas and their brains and whatnot. And that you're kind of a release, I think, by listening to that. I'm brought to the ideas of Billie Eilish, and even older than that, back to my days, Alanis Morissette. I mean, they've talked about those ladies as young up and comers that had misanthropic thoughts. But quite frankly, you're the next generation of it, and you're doing phenomenally.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Well, let's get into you were a military brat, correct?
Yes, I was. My dad was in the military for 21 years, and he was in the military till I was about 13. And so I've moved a lot.
Well, and through your travels as a child on the move with your parents, I imagine music was a central theme to all of that, and that kind of brought it all together. Is that correct?
Yeah. So my dad was really into music. He's not overly musical. He plays the guitar, and he does it kind of for fun. And it kind of was something that he introduced to me. And I was one of those kids that instead of wanting to read bedtime stories and stuff, I wanted to sing and I wanted to listen to music to go to bed. And it was just kind of like a constant thing that, like, even whenever I didn't really have friends or times were hard, we were moving, and my dad was gone, it was just like the one thing that kind of was constant. And I think that's what really made me love it so much.
Well, and then how did you go from 4-year-old was the first time you picked up music and first time really started performing was when you were 4, correct? But now all of a sudden here you are 17 and you're doing it big time. How did you make that transition?
So whenever I always wanted to be an artist and write songs, and I never really could. I couldn't write songs. I couldn't play an instrument, and some kids just pick it up really early. I picked it up pretty early. I picked it up at 13. But I started getting bullied in school pretty heavily, and I found that the best way to express that was through writing songs. And so literally in the matter of a day, I picked up a ukulele and I learned it within like an hour, and I wrote my first song about all the terrible things that were going on at school.
So there's a central theme here. I can tell. I can tell there's a theme going on. Well, okay. So tell me about this. Are you performing? Are you getting out there on a tour? Or you have a big thing coming up in the next couple of days? Do you not?
I'm playing at the Bluebird
Okay. Well,
on
on your
Thursday.
website, I read that you have an EP coming out on the
Oh,
19th of this
yes.
month. That's only a couple days away,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that's on Friday. Yes, my whole entire EP is coming out, as well as my final single on the EP, which I'm so excited about. It's my favorite song, actually, on the EP. And yeah, I'm so excited about that.
I'm sorry. We didn't plan this, folks. I just dumped that on her. I apologize for that.
No,
But
you're good. I was like, what important thing are we talking about?
yeah, your EP's coming out. Come on now. That's really
Yes,
exciting stuff.
that is really exciting. Yes, I'm so excited about it. And I'm excited because, after the EP comes out, that means some more music's gonna come out. And I'm really excited about that as well. I think even though this EP is like still fresh, and it's just now coming out, I think that the songs have gotten even better and the production has gotten even cooler, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, that's very exciting. And quite frankly, I mean, you have a listener base now. You have a huge listener base. It looks like if you judge your Spotify numbers, and you're all over YouTube. You've got a ton of videos out on YouTube that I've seen as well. So you have the legs to get out there, and if you put this EP out there and you splash that into that crowd of people and get them working for you, I think you're going to be very busy this next couple of months selling your EP and touring around and doing interviews and all kinds of stuff. So I'm glad I caught you now.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm so excited and ready for this EP to come out and for more exciting things to start happening, and hopefully maybe a tour one day. That would be really cool.
Tour would be very, very cool. So where are you currently performing right now?
I play in Nashville a lot. I live in Nashville, and so I mostly play on Broadway. I play the Bluebirds, Listening Room, all those fun things. And I do it like twice a week.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
and the rest of the time you're in school, right?
Yes, I do. I do gigs about twice a week, school during the day, and then co-writes and stuff after school. So
Well, forgive me for sounding like an old fart and showing my age, but have you graduated yet? Are you one of those phenoms that has done the school by 16? Are you on the normal track where you're going to graduate at 18 and you're going to college after this?
I'm on the normal track of graduating at 18. I don't quite know if I'm gonna do college. We'll see kind of where music brings me. I want to in the future. I just don't know if that's like a right away, right after high school thing. Um, but I'm on the normal track. I take a lot of advanced classes, and I'm kind of already in college, like in high school. So I'm trying to stick with it and get a good education.
So how do your parents feel about all this? Are they excited for your success? Do they realize how big their daughter is?
I think they're actually some of the most supportive people. Like, I don't think I would at all be where I am without them. My dad literally today, he spent hours upon hours looking up radio stations and all these things to send me to, and my mom is books on my gigs. They're both very, very involved, and they definitely really helped me and pushed me.
Well, that is amazing. That is amazing. So tell me, I mean, where's your future going for? Where are you heading for? Maybe you go to college, maybe you don't go to college. Maybe you tour Europe for the 2 or 3 years, then go back to college. Who's to say? You got the 20s to burn a bunch of time and to go do whatever you want to do. So what are you going to do through your 20s, and then getting on beyond that? What is your life goal? What do you want to be when you grow up?
My goal would be to be a touring artist, signed to a label, and hopefully, touring around, like being successful. My main goal in life is to be successful off of music and be able to support myself and have a happy lifestyle through music. And I think as long as I can maintain that and I'm making others happy by them listening to my music, that is the biggest goal ever. But I think after high school, if I do decide to go to college, I'd like to go to college for music production, and kind of learn the behind the scenes stuff of music, because I'm more of the singer, songwriter, writer, and yeah, I'd like to learn the behind the scenes of that.
Well, I tell you, I think you have the talent to be very, very big. I hear a lot of different artists, and quite frankly, I hear in you, I hear somebody that's going to be much bigger the longer you keep working at this stuff. But I also think it's very important for you to have a good business sense about yourself. That's one of the things that set Madonna up as a young star that really took her off into the other upper echelon, so to speak, which was she had a great business mind. So, the more skills that you can get to manage your own world and not sign away your rights and not sign away anything and negotiate your contracts and to be able to handle your marketing and your merchandising, all this kind of stuff. If you can get an education in that will serve you a very long time as well. But once again, this is supposed to be an interview. It's not supposed to be an old fart talking to you about what you're supposed to do with your life. So I apologize for that.
Well, I completely understand that. That's part of the reason I want to do music production. Right now, I should be graduating high school with a minor in business. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get it all, all under my belt so I can know how to do it all and make sure nobody ever takes advantage of what I'm doing.
Well, it sounds like you got your head screwed on right. It sounds like you got a couple of parents that are really supportive of what you're doing. It looks like your Spotify tracks are going through the roof and you've got a great following happening online. So you have got the trifecta working for you right now. So we have only one thing left to do with this interview, which is to play your second track. And I've selected a track. Tell me if you approve of this or not. But I love your song, Grow Up. So I would like to play your second track on this episode, on this interview. I would like to play Grow Up. Do you have an objection to that?
No, go for it.
Okay. Well then, without further ado, here is Sadie Fine with her hit, Grow Up. Play it.
People don't know when they first come in if I'm 16 or if I'm 20-something. At parties where everyone's drunk and smoking cigarettes. Just cause I filled this rock up and spent some nights pretend adulting. That don't mean I'm one of them. I ain't doing that just yet. Working for insurance, burning overtime and mortgages and taxes, while the over 30 sitting stressing out, ain't worried about that shit. I'm popping wheelies on my scooter in the parking lot. Just bought a brand new pair of Heelys to annoy my mom. Don't wanna grow up too fast. Don't wanna grow up too fast. You're only young once and I'm gonna make it last. Yeah. Still don't have my driver's license. I'm scootering or Ubering, trying to find a ride in either way. Don't be surprised when I show up an hour late. Sneaking out at 2 a.m. to meet my future ex-boyfriend. Cruising in his Honda, hope he brought a condom. If he didn't, then ain't no way. Waking up at 5:30, gotta hurry through the drive time traffic, while the over 30 sitting stressing out, ain't worried about that shit. I'm popping wheelies on my scooter in the parking lot. Just bought a brand new pair of Heelys to annoy my mom. Don't wanna grow up too fast. Don't wanna grow up too fast. You're only young once and I'm gonna make it last. And maybe I should study for my ACTs. And maybe I should try to keep my bedroom clean. But you know me, hey, you know where I'll be. You know me, hey, you know where I'll be. Popping wheelies on my scooter in the parking lot. Just bought a brand new pair of Heelys to annoy my mom. Don't wanna grow up too fast. Don't wanna grow up too fast. You're only young once and I'm gonna make it last. I'm popping wheelies on my scooter in the parking lot. Just bought a brand new pair of Heelys to annoy my mom. Don't wanna grow up too fast. Don't wanna grow up too fast. You're only young once and I'm gonna make it last.
The Indie Wave podcast is all about good music. rock to reggae, hip-hop, metal, folk, alternative, country, you name it. We work with Glacier FM to bring you the best and brightest new stars from the indie music scene and share the sounds you will never, ever hear on commercial radio. We're always looking for new talent, and if you have a band or sound that needs to reach a new audience, we want to hear it. Submit a clip of your album or single to glaciermusicradio@yahoo.com, or send your track to me at thatsailingguy.com, and I'll have a listen and share it with the folks over at Glacier FM. We're all about good music, and if you have a cut we need to hear, share it with us today. Ah, the miracle of youth. I must say, for a tender young lady, she sure has a bit of spice to her songs, and whatever young buck jilted this young lady so, I am sure he's just tickled pink that she is getting hundreds of thousands of listens and fans to aid her in her recovery. But that's the power of music, isn't it? It can help you drown your sorrows and lift you higher than the stars when it hits you right. The fact that Miss Sadie Fine knows that shows that her parents have done a fine job raising her and taught her how to vent her frustration, albeit in a somewhat frustrated way, to the young lady's benefit. Sadie seems okay with the fact that she has so many tales of sorrow to tell and is riding those tales all the way to the top. But it's the kids that don't have a way to let go of their anger that worries me. How many kids turn to drugs or alcohol, or worse yet, suicide, because they can't use their angst to create music, art, or literature? Sadie Fine is doing all right, and I love the fact that she is using her heartache to make such great music. I just wish every kid could be reached the way she was. And that's the takeaway. So let me end this show by thanking not only Sadie for joining me this episode, but also her parents for making such a great kid who is so very talented and going so many places in the world. I also want to thank Glacier FM for telling me about Sadie, and I want to wish my greatest hopes and dreams for her future. Big thanks to you for listening in, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to do the same. You can get us wherever you catch all your favorite podcasts, and on YouTube, and of course over at Glacier FM and Glacier Underground. There's only 2 more episodes this season, and we'll be taking the summer off to regroup. Please join us in the fall for our return, when I hope to announce a new sponsor and a whole new season of new artists and new music. I'll be doing the boating thing this summer, so remember, do good, have fun, and sail far. And I'll see you next week when we chat with Just Infinite. So tune in for that. Until next time, bye.